welcome to the 50th episode of the 30s podcast. My name is Clint.
Uncle Marcus.
What's up, Uncle Marcus?
What's going on,
oh
my fellow 50-year-old?
Hello. We're here. We have producer Caesar with us.
Hey, hello, everybody. I'm still young.
He's,
Oh,
okay.
He's young. He's the young one. He's a time traveler.
Yeah, 50 episodes.
Man, we started a year ago.
Yeah, a little over a year, right?
A little over, yeah.
We'll just call it a year because I think our first... Was it June we figure out? Or was our first posting?
Yeah.
That's my memory of it, was sitting at that coffee shop around that time and being like, do you want to do this? And we did it.
And I'm like, Google the place.
Yeah.
I found a spot.
Yeah. Oh, God. It feels like such a long time ago that we were sitting outside that Starbucks with our fucking laptops and we're like, how do we do this?
Yeah, researching topics.
Yeah. Or just the how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you had you were like, I found this studio thing. Like, all right. And then we went and we're like, okay, now what? And here we are, 50 episodes later.
And then Caesar changed our lives.
Yeah, Caesar changed our lives.
Yeah, you didn't start with me, though, remember? You
That's
told
true.
people that-
Yeah, I encouraged episode 8 to just skip episodes 1 through 8. Not that they're bad. They're just very... I don't know. I didn't know the words. We were learning. Even after that, we were still learning. You know, it's not. We weren't experts as soon as we came into this place.
Yeah.
But this studio really kind of bumped us up. You know.
Yeah. When do you feel like you hit your stride? Like which episode? I don't even
know. I'd have to go back and watch, which I'm not going to do. Maybe into the teens or 20s.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I mean. We've always been consistent, I think, so it's hard to kind of know when. The only times we took time off was for holidays.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's hard to tell when maybe when people started asking me about it. Or just like the random comments about like, oh, I listened to your thing, or like just you get like compliments about it. You're like, oh, thanks, because you don't realize people are watching or listening.
Yeah.
Because, obviously strangers are listening that we don't know, and we appreciate you for that.
Hello.
But when the people in your life listen to it and they come up to you and they echo back either your opinions or they're just like, oh, I heard it and good job. You're like, oh, it's actually a thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know when that started, but.
I think the turning point for me was when people started wanting to be on it.
Oh, yes.
And then I'm like, oh, shoot.
I've had a few people ask. And I've said no.
God damn it, Marcus.
Yeah. But
It's nice, though.
But there's a few that I said yes to who may be on in the future. It's, it's all a scheduling thing. But it is nice when, they want to come to your party.
Yeah.
And
I feel like I mean, like some I'm like what would we talk about?
That's the ones I've said no to.
That's like the biggest.
It's like, you're great and all, but like even just a conversation outside of a microphone is taxing with you. So
yeah, because then what am I going to do? Just be Joe Rogan smoking and drinking and going, I read a book this week.
Yeah, I can't do that.
And just talking about whatever I learned that day.
Yeah, which could be shaky at best. Yeah. So like.
So it's kind of, I think that's how he gets through a lot of some guests.
Oh, he just rambles.
He just goes.
Yeah, and sometimes the guests on the show are just like,
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, okay. Is that true, Jamie?
Just like aliens? Yes. Okay.
They just kind of react to his energy, which I mean, if I was him, if I ever get to that level, which probably won't happen, but I'd like people to react to my energy in a certain way. But
yeah,
I think that's the problem with podcasting is that some people are personalities that can sustain that, and then people that don't have that personality try to do the same thing and it doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah, and it falls flat. It's weird. It's weird because you could sense it.
Yeah.
It's like when someone's performing, you're like, ugh, I don't think they could do this for a while.
What's great about us too, doing this, is that we have creative minds, so we're always like doing something.
Yeah, it's like, never just sitting there going, what do I do?
Yeah, we're always like either writing or just whatever. So we've always got something going on that we can turn into this.
Yeah.
So it's never really stale. I don't think. So
and honestly, this has given us so much material that I did something yesterday.
Okay, wait a minute. Before you talk about this, because I do want to mention this really quick, because I wanted to mention it last week and I fucking forgot. But it's going to be really quick. remember how I watched Guardians of the Galaxy?
Mm-hmm.
You remember how before that we watched the Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
So I went to go watch Guardians of the Galaxy after the weekend when it wasn't going to be crowded on a Tuesday afternoon. It was an empty theater. So I was at the top of the theater. I sat at the very top row. I usually never do that, but I did it this time. There was one other couple down there, and I was like, sick, empty theater.
Mm-hmm.
Right when the movie starts.
Oh, no.
Guess who comes walking up those stairs? Take a wild guess based on our Super Mario experience.
Children.
There was a mom and a child.
Oh, no.
And I see them because I sit on the very end by the stairs. I see them walking up and I'm like, do not sit. Just stop. Get in that row. Nope. Get in that row. Nope. Get in that row. They got on the top row.
Ugh.
And they sat not even in the middle, maybe like 4 or 5 seats from me. And I was like, hey, please, like, don't let it be this kid. It was that same fucking kid.
It was the same kid?
No way. I don't know.
No.
Let me clarify. It wasn't that same child.
Oh.
It was that same archetype of kid
Oh, no.
who would not stop talking and who did not belong in that movie because they did not know what was happening. They were just asking questions the whole time at full volume. What is that? What is this? Why is that raccoon sad? Why does that otter have metal arms? Why does that lady have the antennas on its head? Blah, 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 blah. The whole movie. I was like, what are the... I'm being punked. Like, this has got to be, like, God, if you exist. You don't. You're doing something to me.
We have to remember, Caesar, we have to pay that kid back now. And his family.
Yeah, make sure you give him his dues. I was like, there's no way this is happening again. Right in the next movie that I watched after Mario. Sure enough, it happened. And maybe, like, halfway through the movie, he started doing, like, the...
Oh.
And I could feel it in my seat, so I'm on my seat like what's happening?
Yeah. God. And then
atrocious.
And they talked the whole time and they sat near you.
They sat next to me. That's why
I don't get what I mean, it's like a human thing. Out of all the seats, they will sit next to you.
It's God.
God does that?
It is making fun of me.
That is
it's
God.
paying me back for some reason.
God is an empty movie theater and a couple sits right by you.
Yeah, bullshit. Anyway, enough about my story. I wanted to get that out last week, and I even on the way in, I was going to surprise you with it too. I didn't want to mention it at all, and then I was going to like, by the way, this happened in the theater, and I fucking forgot about it. So
it's all good.
That's why you write things down, everybody. You write things down. So yesterday, you did an amazing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell us.
Okay, so this week, I said, I need to just go out and do stand-up again. Mm-hmm. I haven't done it since before COVID, and little COVID.
That's what we're calling it now?
Yeah, it's, because COVID...
Trying to infantilize it?
It's trying to, like, give the monster a name.
Okay, it has a name.
COVID.
Yeah, COVID. COVID, it's cuter.
Sounds too similar to Kobe.
Like Fluffy or Kobe. Kobe, oh, Kobe.
We can't say that one.
Kobe.
No one does the, like, Kobe.
They don't.
We can't.
And then they would do LeBron, but does he make every basket? I don't know. Yikes.
Okay.
Lakers.
Okay.
They're in it. They're still in it. Anyways, so I said, okay, I need to find a club, some kind of club nearby that's not like Ontario Brea Improv.
Yeah.
And that's not Flappers and Comedy Store that I could go and like get guaranteed time.
Yeah.
So I found a place in Huntington called Amazing Comedy Theater.
Shout out.
Which, it was pretty nice. It's a slotted mic.
It was amazing.
It's amazing. It was pretty amazing.
All right.
And so it's the style where you pay $5 for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Which is nice because you're guaranteed to do whatever you want to do
in
front of people. Because even if it's just the other 5 people, you're able to still do it. And it's not some lottery where some famous person could come in and like sideline you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're gonna get bumped.
Yeah. So it was cool. It was a smaller room. It reminded me of like a youth room I would have been to as a kid.
Yeah.
Because it's like this dark room, chairs, and a lone mic, which might also be why I felt comfortable too to do it. Because I'm like, oh, this just feels like I'm on a stage again.
Yeah, you've seen this before.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes is good. Like it's better than a tight 3 because that's not enough. And then 10 and 15 is too much when you're just starting out, I think.
Yeah. So in the 5 minutes, it did go by pretty quick.
Okay.
That's what I was getting at with doing the podcast. We've got so much material because we've been able to just keep talking for an hour. And so then when I'm up there, 5 minutes is nothing.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's good.
It was great. Yeah. And then, and it just felt so good. Like I don't know what it is. Like when I'm just in front of people and I have a mic, I just go, oh, I'm confident Clint again.
Yeah. It's because you're a performer.
Yeah. And it's like, it just flips.
Yeah.
It's like, but you have to get in that, like, I'm performing and then you're in front of people in order to like engage it.
Right.
Because in a typical day, you're not like braced to have to entertain people. And that's when I'm like, why am I not confident right now? Oh, it's because I'm not like switching it.
Yeah.
But you can do the switch at any time. But it felt good doing it. I talked about breakfast food from the 90s and how I have to watch what I eat now. I talked about Disney princesses and how that's affected the girls I'm into.
Or how they are in the 90s versus how they are now.
Yeah, versus how they are. So Disney princesses used to sing and be like, a whole new world that I want you to be a part of. But now they're like, I don't need you at all, so just shut up now.
Yeah.
And they turn you into an animal that can't talk. I don't like it.
It's interesting you hear that analogy that like, oh, you can't do this anymore. Like stuff from the 90s or whatever. It's like, imagine like doing that stuff, doing the stuff we have today in the 90s. It'd be like, you can't do this right now. You can't have progressive women in the 90s. No one's going to watch that. It's interesting how it's like, you know, like if you look looking into the future, like, oh, we can't say that stuff.
Yeah.
And then looking back, it's like, oh, we can't say that stuff. It's like, well,
what are we allowed to do then?
Yeah, it's like, I think you can say that stuff. It's just, I don't know how we react to it differently now.
Yeah, because of those Disney movies, I'm wired to be romantic and to be silly and sane and stuff.
You're here first, everybody.
And then now, you know.
That's his Tinder profile.
That's my, wired to
Disney
sing.
Movies. Wired to sing.
And it's like, you just feel like you hit a wall.
Yeah.
With girls now. And that's the Disney princess archetype now. It's like, I don't need you. What do you have for me? You have a boat.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bitch, what? What are you talking about?
Moana. That's Moana. And then
it sounds very bitch what to me.
Bitch what? Bitch what? You know what Disney princesses are now? They're bitch what? They're like, bitch what? I don't need you.
Yeah.
Bitch what? Rethink that.
I said bitch what like 4 times.
Bitch what?
That's going to be a new merch, I think.
New catchphrase.
Yeah, or catchphrase. We'll see if it catches on.
I think it might.
I think it might.
What was that?
Bitch what?
Bitch what?
We're going to have Caesar just... We'll have to have a sound bite for bitch what, I think.
Bitch what?
We got to get either you, maybe not me, put it like in a funny voice or some kind of like memorable voice. Like, bitch what?
Bitch what?
Bitch what? Bitch what?
Bitch what?
Actually, maybe I can do it.
Got it.
Sorry, go ahead. Stand up. So you did stand up show.
I did, yeah.
You did 5 minutes on stage.
Yeah, I think the hardest part, getting back into it, was focusing on the punchline.
Yeah.
Because I can get up and talk about anything with people, but when you're just talking or when you're teaching, you're not like, here's the punchline.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to just get all of the info and like create the story.
Yeah.
Which is also why like it's kind of impressive when comedians can tell a story and they have a punchline off of a graduation event, you know, like off of Bert's family. Like Bert Kreischer talks about his family a lot, but like he does get a punchline in there. And like, that's impressive to find them.
Yeah. We talked about that on the way in here today because that's my biggest struggle with writing comedy is that I have so many stories that I can tell. And I do have like the reason why it's funny, but it's hard for me to turn it into a punchline. And when I am able to turn it into a punchline, it's hard for me to know when to hit it or when to like pull the trigger almost and be like, I just told this like 1 minute or 2 minute story. Here's why it's funny. And it's hard. And you have to get on stage and figure it out.
Yeah. And it was harder because there's not that many audience usually at these slotted open mics. Yeah. Because it's like you and the 5 people. Skylar came, which was nice because he was filming, but then
Friend of the show,
and he was laughing, but then he's also like, I don't want to laugh too much because I'm recording, and I don't want my laugh to be like stuck in the video. I'm like, yeah.
So we made it about him.
I'm
Real
like,
nice.
Yeah, but like I would like to hear it.
Yeah, I know.
I would still like to hear it.
You don't want to laugh at my jokes? Then get out of here.
Yeah, because that's like the hard part is the lights will be right there.
Yeah.
So then you can't even see the person in the front row. Mm-hmm. So already you're kind of just relying on, I'm just doing this to myself again.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, okay, just rehearsing it beforehand helps for that. Because that's like one of the biggest nerve parts is that, I can't see people. I might not be able to hear them even. I'm not going to know where the laugh is until I go watch the video later.
Right.
So just being able to be comfortable, and then I don't know what you have to do at first to like know when the punchline is, or do you just like really acknowledge it to you and then you move on to the next thing?
I don't know. I think you just have to get up there and keep figuring it out.
Yeah.
It's like a workout.
Yeah, like because the last thing I did my game that I do with students when I sub, where I do the don't laugh game, where I'll do like a character voice and that I know that will make them laugh, like Elmo or something.
Yeah.
And if they don't laugh, they get a Jolly Rancher.
What happens when they do laugh?
I still give it to them. You're out. Next. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay. But I even realized how to make that funnier is that when I do the character voice, I'm saying the stuff I really feel.
Okay.
So it's like,
you little fucking shit.
Mr. McKay doesn't want to be here. He wants to be on the beach. Get out of here. And it's like, failed again. Test you did.
Yeah, that's good.
So I'm like, okay. And I realized that right as I like sat down, I'm like, I could have improved that.
Yeah. I guess that's a way to work out your jokes too.
Yeah. And because the stuff I've been writing lately, maybe because of the podcast, has been very 30s related.
Okay.
Thinking about like, breakfast food. Mm-hmm. And now, because we've done that, the food pyramid stuff.
Yeah.
And because then Skylar, and it was a hit. What up? And because Skylar reminded me that because the guy who was hosting he was young. He was a kid. He was probably in like his early 20s.
Okay.
Or maybe late 19s.
Do you not know what you were talking about?
Skylar thought maybe he didn't.
Okay.
Or like, because there was a woman in her probably 50s, around my mom's age.
Uh-huh.
She actually mentioned that she had dated two guys who both went into Christian rock bands.
Okay.
And I should have asked about that. But I'll probably see her at the next one. I didn't like try to make as many friends at this.
It was your first time.
Because there was one guy who looked like he did shoot up heroin right before it.
Oh, he probably had the best. Did he have the best jokes?
He was dark. He was.
Nice.
He was like, I was the kid who was always in trouble in elementary school, and I'm like, oh no, we're going that far back.
How old was he?
Poor guy. Late 30s.
Oh, okay.
Early 40s, probably.
Okay. Good for him.
Yeah, that's cool. It was cool. It was a good experience.
You're gonna keep going, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And for any listeners that want to go see stand up at what's it called? Amazing
Comedy Theater.
Amazing Comedy Theater. Please go and give him. Let's pack the room and let's get the laughs in there.
Yeah,
because then it works out for everybody.
Yeah, because I think at first I was nervous because I haven't done it in 3 years or whatever,
which is a long time,
which is a while. But like the amount of people that when I say I'm gonna go do it, were like, "Can I come?" was really, really flattering and really nice. So thank you everybody.
Hell yeah!
And I will be good at posting stuff. I'm searching and exploring all the different open mics and stuff.
Yeah.
So there will be plenty of time to come in. Let me hear your laugh. Because it is hard when there's no one there. And Marcus on the drive here was like, oh, well, if you bring the 8 people, that already doubled it.
Yeah.
Because there were 8 people there. Mm-hmm. And then they realize, oh, he brings people.
Yeah.
So then they like you more.
They're always going to appreciate someone who packs the room because that's how they make money.
Yeah.
And does this place serve drinks and stuff?
They didn't there, so I kind of want to find one that does.
Oh, okay. I would say that's also revenue.
That'd be yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I don't know a whole lot about open mics, but from what I've heard, like they really appreciate the people that pack the rooms because that makes them money.
Yeah.
With ticket sales and alcohol, whatever. And then also it's like, oh, well, this guy, he's going to bring people. So like, you're on their radar. So yeah, let's go. I'll go to the shows together. I work early morning, so I will not be at the shows most likely, unless I have the day off the next day.
We'll see.
So you may not see me there, but yeah.
And then one day we'll do a live podcast episode.
Maybe.
Oh, that's a dream.
Or we can just do like content around that evening.
Yeah.
Maybe like a pre-show, post-show thing.
Ooh, pre-show. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, well, great.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you're going up on stage.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about latchkey kids because I was a latchkey kid, and it's something that I haven't forgotten. But it's like now that I'm adult, it just doesn't really come up that often.
Yeah.
But the other day, like most people my age nowadays, when you go grocery shopping, you go to like a Trader Joe's or a Whole Foods or a Sprouts, right? I don't know if this is most people my age that I've spoken to. You rarely go to like an Albertsons or like a Ralph's or like one of those like the other stores are big chains too. But like, you know, like the older stores that like we grew up going to. Now we have all these like nicer, you know, options. That was in quotations. So the other day I went to go grocery shopping and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to Albertsons today. I haven't been to one in a very long time.
Right.
And so I went into this Albertsons that's in my neighborhood and like everything in the aisles was so like, I was just immediately thrown back into my childhood because like I went down the like SpaghettiOs aisle and I was like, SpaghettiOs, yum. Oh, macaroni and cheese. Oh, hot dogs. Oh, frozen burritos. Yeah. Oh, I just saw all this stuff that I used to eat all the time as a little kid. And I was very much like, because I've been trying to eat healthier, but because I went to this Albertsons, I was like, it all just like my eyes rolled back into my head. I was like, oh my God, this is the food that I loved when I was a kid. Because I think we all know what latchkey kids are, but like for whatever reason you don't, it's just kind of, you're alone all the time because your parent works, a single parent. They either work all the time or they just, when they're not working, they're sleeping. So you have to kind of fend for yourself. Yeah. So your food options are like microwave food or just like really easy food. Yeah. So I grew up eating that food. And I was just like kid in a candy store grabbing all that stuff. Wow. I was so like, it made me like think like, oh, this is because I ate like shit when I was a kid. Yeah. Back to our food pyramid talk. Food, yeah. Because that's just how kids ate back then. If you didn't have parents making you meals every day. And now my fridge is full of very unhealthy food, and I'm gonna eat all of it. Get it? Because it's so good. It's those old foods. Well, I guess they're not old. People still eat them, but they're so bad for you. But they're so good.
Now thinking about it, I miss bagel bites.
I was gonna say bagel bites because I saw those, but because I can't really eat cheese anymore, I didn't buy them.
Maybe I can't do it then.
Because I was like, oh, I remember bagel bites. Fuck yeah, dude. And I didn't buy them. It was interesting seeing some of the labels of the things I used to buy, how they've changed. Because I like, let's say SpaghettiOs, like I didn't find it right away because I know in my head I know what it looks like. I was like, where the hell is it? And then I like zero it in slowly on different things. Like, oh, there it is, but the label looks different.
Oh, there's not the. Did they have a little cartoon O?
It just says SpaghettiOs, like in very simple font. I'll have to find a picture and put it here. And it's got like, I got the meatball ones, and it's just got like two meatballs, like their eyes, and like a pasta mouth. Oh, it looks very like clean. It's not like cartoony, really. Yeah, which is interesting.
That's weird.
Yeah, and then I saw these frozen kids' cuisine meals that I used to eat at my grandma's house. She'd make us those, and when I was a kid, it had like a cartoon penguin on it.
Yeah, it was the penguin.
Yeah, and then now it's got a penguin, but he's like more urban. Like, what? He's CG now. He's not really animated.
They upped it?
Yeah. It's interesting how these labels change over the years. But anyway, it was a very interesting.
That's interesting.
Going back into your latchkey kid childhood.
It's interesting inner child day you had.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go back there. The food is so bad for you.
Yeah, you can't do it.
I bought so much shit too that I'm going to eat it because it's food. Yeah. But it's like, bro, I can't eat like a child.
Can't do it. No. Can't freaking do it.
I have another story.
All right.
So I got my hair cut a few days ago. And you know how the barber, you know what it looks like. It's like his own little individual room.
Yeah.
So we go to the same barber. He's got like a little individual room inside of a long aisle of different individual studios.
Yeah.
And so it's really just one chair in there, and there's like a little bench in there too. But if there's someone else in there, I don't go sit in there with them because that's kind of awkward because you're just like part of the conversation. So I sit on the little bench that's outside, right? So I walk in and I see, name's Claudio. I see him in the window, so I like give him a wave and just go sit on the bench because he's got somebody else in the room, right? Some older gentleman. And so I'm there on my phone, fucking around. And Claudio comes up to the window and he's like, "Come here." I was like, "Oh, maybe he's done with that other guy," and the guy's just like sitting in there. So I go in there and the guy's still in the chair, right? Older gentleman, and he looks at me and he goes, "Star Wars." I was like, "What?" And he's like, "I work for Disneyland. You work in Star Wars, right?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." And turns out this guy, he does like the plaster and the fiberglass in the park, whatever he works there. But he works like a third shift. Yeah. So that's, like 1 a.m. till like 9 or whatever, like 3 a.m. So it's like, I'm there for like the tail end of that. I've never seen this guy before. I've never spoken to him.
Yeah.
I don't work around the people that do that. They're already, I don't know where they are when I get there, but they're not at the location that I work at. Mm-hmm. But he recognized me just from being around in the park. So we had like a good conversation for a while. He was a nice guy and had a lot of stories.
That's cool.
And then he left, and I was like, "Claudio, who the hell was that?" He was like, "Oh, his name is this. He works in the park." So he told me his name like 3 times, and I did not sink in. I was just like, okay.
I hate that.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of weird that he knew who I was." And he was like, Claudio was like, "I did not tell him where you worked. I did not tell him anything about you. I only that you worked for the company." Mm-hmm. And so the fact that he recognized, like, how the hell would this guy have seen me? So enough times to know, like, you're the guy that one place.
How? Yeah, because it's not like he's a guy who's also in Star Wars land.
I think he works all over, but he's worked in the location I work at. He did all the stuff in there with his team. Mm-hmm. So like, but I've never seen him in that building. Yeah. So it was just like a weird, like, how?
Yeah, because like, why would he be in there unless he was remodeling?
Right. And if they did that kind of stuff, it wouldn't be while I was there. Yeah, it'd be like when no one is there. Because they got to like do all the tools and stuff.
That's spooky.
It wasn't really spooky. It was more like and then Claudio just said like, "Yeah, he's just really good with faces. Like he knows like, he'll see a face once and he'll know like he'll remember it for a long time." And I was like, that's the opposite of me. People that I worked with for years, or like took me years to be like, okay, I know your name now. Because like they'll work in the same building, but I don't really talk to them that often or at all. And so like someone will say like, "Oh, fucking Sandra up there." I'm like, "Who?" And it's like, "The girl that's worked here for like a year and a half." I'm like, "Doesn't ring a bell." I'm bad with names and faces. So it was interesting.
Yeah, I was good when I worked at jobs that had name tags.
Okay.
But now I don't.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Even then, it's awkward when you have to look at a name tag because you see them look at the name tag.
You see it.
And like then, if someone you've known, we've worked with for like 2 years, and you're like, "Oh, hey, Clint." Like, you didn't know my name.
You didn't know it. And if they say your name wrong, they're like, "Client, what?" No.
Some of my managers did that because the managers there get shuffled around a lot, but they'll be like, "You didn't know my name, did you?" After I've spoken to you like many, many, many times.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. That's all I have. Unless you want to go move on to topics.
I don't know. I don't know. I want to see if we could come up with as many tips that we've learned.
What kind of tips?
In honor of the 50th episode.
Okay.
Some 30s life tips.
30s life tips? Okay.
Let's see how many we'll do it real quick.
Do you want to start?
Okay.
As many Caesar, as we can.
We need to try to get to 50 tips.
Oh my God.
Okay. We're not getting to 50.
I'm not going to get to 50.
Maybe
let's see how many we can do in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
You want a timer?
Yeah. So I'll go
I don't even know that.
Right now. Okay. Tip number 1. Sleep. 8 hours. You need 8 hours.
Tip number 2. Learn the power of no.
Ooh, that's good.
Tip number 3. Eat food all the time. Don't not eat a meal.
Tip number 4. Be polite. Unless they're a bitch. Bitch what?
What do we have?
Tip 5.
Tip 5. Learn to put yourself first.
Tip
when
6.
appropriate.
That's good.
Tip 6, always take a shower every other day.
Ooh, every other day?
You don't have to do it every day.
You don't have to do it every day. Unless you're working out, you don't have to do it every day.
Tip 7, dress well.
These are like really simple.
I'm trying to do it fast. We're only on number 7.
So I'm on 8.
Yeah.
Tip 8. Go for a 20-minute walk every day.
Ooh, good.
At least 20 minutes.
Tip 9, always tip everything that, like, when it's reasonable.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
What about when they just turn the iPad around?
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, even when I go to the dispensary, they just hand me something and I give them $1
They ask
for
for
it.
tips at the dispensary?
Yeah. Well, because they're not making that much behind the counter, like the person that's like,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if you get $1, it's fine. Sorry, keep going.
So tip 10, always tip.
He just said that.
That's what he said. I'm
okay.
repeating.
Oh, okay,
my God, we're not good at this. Tip number 11. Drink responsibly.
These are just like overall good tips, not necessarily for your
Just keep going.
Oh my God. What am I at, 13?
12.
12. Tip 12. Don't sweat petty shit.
Ooh.
I feel like mine are all like
Poetic.
are just like about like wellness, like mental wellness, and you're like sleep, tip the waitress, eat a meal. Like, okay, yeah.
It's all about taking care of yourself.
Sure.
I was going to say, don't worry about things that haven't happened yet, which is kind of similar to what you said.
That's a new thing though. We can do that. Okay, Clint, you go.
Find the funny in everything.
Oh, I was going to do one about humor. I was just going to say, laugh more instead of get angry more.
Ooh.
It kind of leads into like let the petty shit go.
Yeah.
Try new things even if it makes you uncomfortable.
Ooh.
Okay.
Improve today over yesterday.
Okay. Try new things, especially if it makes you uncomfortable.
Ooh.
Appreciate your loved one while they're still here.
Ooh.
Oh, that one's sad.
Man. Life is short, so use it wisely.
What are we at? What's the time?
21. The time's up. Let's move on.
Okay.
That was a lot of tips.
Thank you for tuning into that.
That was 20.
I mean, they're all good tips, I guess.
Yeah. That was
some
funny.
of them were more obvious than others.
Trying to get the obvious out of the way.
Caesar's like, eat a meal. Like, well, yeah.
He said always eat.
Yeah.
Always eat.
Because I'm hungry.
Yeah, okay.
Bitch,
Let's get you out of here then,
No,
Caesar. Sorry.
What do you want to eat?
I don't know. Whatever.
All right. Should we move on to topics? Or
Let's go.
Okay. So this first one I have is that we were told our strong baby name was illegal. We didn't know it was satanic. Okay, that's important. We didn't know it was satanic. Can you guess what the name is before I tell you?
Lucifer?
Lucifer. These ding-dongs. Okay, in a world where parents name their kids ridiculous things every day, we never thought we'd see the day when a name was so bad it was banned, okay? So in the UK, this idiot couple, Dan and Mandy, Sheldon, shout out, from the UK, I just said that, they were told that their son would face a lifetime of hardship worthy to go ahead with it. Didn't say the name yet. The register apparently told the new parents that the name was forbidden. But after a formal complaint, local council agreed to let them register it. The name in question, Lucifer, a.k.a. another name for the devil. This kid is not the cutest kid either.
Yeah,
He looks like a Lucifer.
He looks like a demon.
He got dropped from heaven.
Yeah. Oh. A couple said they didn't choose a name for its satanic connotations as they're not religious people. Rather, they wanted a nice, strong name after struggling to come up with one. I'm not a religious person either. I know that name's the devil.
You would know
That's where that came from, right? That's not everyone.
It's like
knows
knowing Jesus.
Unless you think it's just the cat from Cinderella, you know that's the devil.
Yeah.
Right?
And they named the cat on purpose.
Yeah, they named the cat the devil on purpose.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. I already read that. We were really excited to go get and register, but the woman looked at us in utter disgust. She told us he would never be able to get a job, and that teacher, I don't know about that, and that teachers wouldn't, you can call him Lucy,
Yeah.
And the teachers wouldn't want to teach him. I tried to explain that we're not religious people, and Lucifer in Greek means light bringer and morning, but she wouldn't listen. Well, Lucifer the morning star, I know that part.
Yeah.
So the only reason why I would support this name, because one, it is unique. No one else is going to have that name. You know, let's call him Little Lucy.
Yeah.
But it is also just a name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not like he's the Omen kid.
Yeah, we're not calling him Demon Baby 666.
Yeah.
I mean, he could take that handle.
Could. Yeah. That's a nice handle.
Take it.
I'm sure there's already.
Yeah.
She told us that it was illegal. Well, they live in the UK. It was illegal to name a child that in New Zealand, and that maybe we could name him something else, but refer to him as Lucifer at home. It's a nice compromise.
It's just funny because he was an angel first.
Yeah,
which is why the name is nice.
Yeah. The stunned parents were then told to leave the room while the official blah, 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 blah. They, eventually she called them back in and agreed to go through with it through gritted teeth.
No.
So she's clearly a church lady.
Yeah, she's got the problem.
Just kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you feel?
I mean, I love the show Lucifer, so I'd be like...
Yeah, it could be after that. He's the devil, but he's like a charming guy.
He's God's angel.
Yeah.
One of his creations.
This kid's probably going to get made fun of when he's a kid.
Well, what else are they going to name him?
I'd be scared to make fun of him.
Yeah. He might just turn out to be a bully anyways.
Well, maybe by the time this kid gets to that age, even fewer people will know. I don't know. Like, oh, Lucifer. Sounds exotic.
Is that Jamaican?
Yeah. I mean, it does kind of sound exotic if you don't know what
Lucifer.
it is. Lucifer. Lucifer.
Lucy.
So yeah. I don't know. This next, gonna name your kids Baphomet.
Baphomet.
That actually sounds kind of cool. Little Baffo.
Beelzebub.
Yeah, Beelzebub. Azazel.
Beetlejuice.
What else?
Ooh.
Okay. We can get off the double babies. Okay. I dropped my iPhone 12 Max in the sewer, so I jumped in to save it.
Oh, no.
It's absolutely horrific. So this man
Full screen it.
is in the sewage looking for his iPhone 12.
No.
Which isn't even the most recent model. It's not the newest model of iPhone. It's an older iPhone.
Oh, my God.
That doesn't look like America, okay? Sometimes you gotta...
There's two men.
So one's helping him?
Let me see where it's at after we read this. It could be in like Coachella or something.
Coachella.
Because look at this, a white guy.
Yeah. That guy's brown.
Disgusting. Okay, wait.
Did they find it?
A festival goer, there we go, claimed that he dived into a sewer to save his iPhone 12 Pro Max. Again, reiterating that's not the most recent iPhone. It's an older iPhone. It's interesting that they put the model in here. Fell out of his pocket while he was urinating.
Oof.
Augusto Figueiredo, 30, disgrace to 30-year-olds, told Jam Press that he was attending a hip-hop festival. Oh, there we go.
Brazil.
In Barra, for the non-Spanish speakers, Barra de Tijuca, Brazil, on
and
Friday.
They don't speak Spanish in Brazil. They speak Portuguese.
Portuguese, yes.
Racist.
I meant for the non-Spanish speakers, like me. It's Barra de Tijuca. Friday. And watched in horror as his phone slipped out of his pants and plunged into the contaminated water. According to Figueiredo, that's not how you say it either. He attempted to pay other concert goers $400 to retrieve the phone, but no one accepted. I just wanted to get my mobile phone back. I offered money, but then ended up jumping in anyways. Ugh. He managed to find his $1,100 phone, which amazingly still worked, but his troubles didn't end there.
Oh, no.
There were a lot of people there at the time. Some were filming, but I never imagined they would all have these repercussions. The phone hero who suffered an injury in the ditch was later rushed to the hospital after falling ill. He was placed on a 4-hour observation period and was given a tetanus shot as well as stitches for his foot. He scratched his foot and then got all the muck and scum in it.
Disgusting.
His family doesn't know. They didn't fully think. Well, they're
his family has no idea.
That's so gross. Why would you?
No.
Why would you jump in without clothes on?
Do you think it's gonna stink up your clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you know anything about sewage and defecate, like you don't want to get that inside of your body. You could have the tiniest scratch that you don't even feel or notice, and you smear shit on it, and it's just infected now.
Yikes.
How does someone not know? And this is from like a third world country, right? They would know about that. Well, maybe not third world, but like they would know you don't jump into sewage and shit.
Mm-hmm. It's just not worth it. Go get a new phone.
Yeah, it's lost.
You
made a mistake. You were drunk and you were pissing where you shouldn't have, and it fell out. So I don't know.
Move on.
You made a mistake and move on. That's one of the life lessons in the 30s. You make mistakes and you move on.
Move on.
You don't
dwell in
You don't jump
shit.
in a sewer after you make a mistake like this guy did.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
don't
gross.
just stand in your own shit.
Ugh. Would you do this?
No.
It'd be gone, right?
Yeah.
It's lost forever. Caesar, would you
fine.
do this?
No, I would not.
Okay. It's lost forever.
Yeah.
I even thought there was one time I had sunglasses on my head. Not super expensive, but just like they're more expensive than these, but just like sunglasses. Oh, let me put them on.
Oh.
When I'm telling the story.
Yeah.
I was at a urinal and they like slipped off my head.
No.
And I caught them.
With
right?
your penis?
What?
With your penis?
With my hand.
Oh, okay.
His third hand.
No, like a fucking coat rack. You just get erect and catches
Sorry.
with your penis. Huh?
Nice catch, buddy.
Yeah. But I had thought like if they fell in the urinal, I'm not getting them out.
Yeah.
That's they're covered in piss now. Other people's piss and pubes.
Yeah.
They're lost. I mean, a phone's more expensive, so I don't
If your
know,
phone
but
fell in a urinal, would you do it?
probably the phone, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know. First of all, my whole body's not going into the urinal to get it out. It's just my hand. But you can always. I don't know. Probably, yeah. I think so. But I would not submerge myself in muck to get a phone. It just seems so absurd.
This is karma for not peeing where you're supposed to
Exactly.
pee.
Yeah.
Like we've all been places where you gotta go, but why are you next to an open sewage? This is not a sewer. If you're watching this looks like a bog, a bog in the middle of plants. How were you peeing into the bog? Why would you get next to this thing?
Yeah.
Fucking
Make
gross.
better decisions. Brazil.
Yeah, be better. Be better. Another life lesson for your 30. Be better.
Be better. Bitch what?
God. Yeah. Bitch what? Bitch what? Be better. Okay. Oh. So Martha Stewart's
I was
on
thinking about this one too.
Sports Illustrated.
Okay, we can't wait any longer.
Oh, I
Neither
didn't.
can Martha.
Okay. I'm not trying to get claimed. I was looking for just like, oh, here we go. That's what I wanted to see. So Martha Stewart's an old ass bitch,
Yeah.
and she's on Sports Illustrated.
All right.
What are your thoughts?
She doesn't look that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this looks good. She's 81.
That's pretty damn good for 81.
Yeah, she doesn't look like my 82 3-year-old grandmother at all.
She does not.
Yeah, she's in a swimsuit.
Wow.
I more pulled this just for because we talked about like, we wouldn't do this back in the day. They wouldn't do this in the 90s.
No, they
They
wouldn't.
wouldn't put some old ass broad on a Sports Illustrated swimsuit.
Nope.
They would not have even thought to put Martha Stewart.
No, it wouldn't cross their head at all.
Yeah.
It never would have been in the writers' room, whatever their equivalent is, and being like, is there any 81-year-olds we can throw on this thing who still look okay?
Yeah. Oh, Martha Stewart. She just called us.
Yeah. Interesting.
They're like, First, they have to think about what does Martha Stewart look like in a swimsuit,
Yeah.
and they have to have that image in their head.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
how would you vet that? Because you'd have to go through all the 81-year-old ladies and be like, have we seen them in a swimsuit?
Yeah.
Where
Like
were we
what,
seeing
Jane
that?
Fonda?
Yeah. Or like
Or,
Helen Mirren.
hmm.
I think I've seen her in a swimsuit before.
Oh.
But like, you don't really see a lot of old ladies in swimsuits. So
Yeah,
like,
it's
how would
probably-
you like know
You
who to
wouldn't
call?
know.
Who'd you know
Yeah.
to call? Like,
Yeah.
so I guess
Wow.
good for her.
Good for her, I guess.
Yeah. I just pulled this more because it was a kind of like, I didn't expect to see it.
Yeah.
Broad. And then it's like, people are like
What do they
saying
say
what they're
about
going to
it?
say, but sexy white robe and Instagram snap. She doesn't look 81.
No.
It's like 50-ish.
She looks pretty good.
And she's a convicted felon, too.
Yeah.
Convicted felon, Martha Stewart on Sports Illustrated.
Pretty hot.
She's a hard time, baby.
It's pretty hot.
All right. So, get rid of her. Back to Zodiac.
Here we go.
This plays in because the new Zelda game came out,
Mm-hmm.
Tears of the Kingdom. And I've been playing an obscene amount of it the last couple days because it's incredible.
It's really good.
It's incredible, dude. I was telling you in the car that just experiencing like the culture they created in Hyrule and just seeing like the amount of detail and like everything that's in there, I almost started crying. It was really overwhelming that like so many, you could really see how like, sure, it was no like tortured raccoon, but to see how many like hands had touched this thing and created this thing. Cause like every little detail, like you go into a little house and like this looks like an actual house.
Right.
You can really see the people that live here, that person's character in the home, or just like overall like the little villages and stuff, and the landscape. So I was like, how did somebody make this?
Exactly.
It was just really like overwhelming.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Anyway, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, this is just a different relationship with art than we have.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Wow.
Another life lesson for your 30s. People are different, and that's okay. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Marcus is weird though.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
And that's okay. It's also different.
But also, I want to play the game now.
Yeah, it's incredible. If you're not a Zelda fan, if this is your first foray, give it a shot. Nice. But I am a lifelong Zelda fan. I've played pretty much all the games.
Nice.
So I thought, as we've been doing Zodiac, I think because the game just came out, this Zodiac thing came up. So we'll start with you, Aries. So this character's name is Tulin. He's in the new game. This is a new character. Yes, this little bird guy. Blessed with a novice enthusiasm and harboring the dream of being a great warrior, Tulin embodies the Aries spirit. Okay. As a firstborn sign of the Zodiac, there is a brave, fledgling, easily excitable innocence to the Aries spirit. All things are new to them, and everything seems possible. Yeah. They greet challenge with enthusiasm. And view setbacks as fuel. We see these qualities expressed in the wet behind the ears, but ever ready for battle energy of beacon bow bearing hero in training, Tulin.
Awesome.
How do you feel about that?
It sounds pretty Aries.
Yeah.
Pretty spot on. First sign. I'm the firstborn.
Yeah.
My family. And I want to be a great warrior.
I like the quote, they greet challenge with enthusiasm and view setbacks as fuel.
Yeah. I need to view setbacks more as fuel.
Yeah. I kind of like that.
Because it does. Because setbacks they fill me up with energy.
Ooh. So you're like Captain America, I could do this all day.
Yeah.
You have to, or it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with it all just inside?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
That's cool.
Let's move on to me.
Let's see.
Leo. Lady Makila Riju. So she was in the last one, but she's in this new one too. Leo is a sign of royalty, and as ruler of the 5th house of pleasure and play, synonymous with the inner child. Chieftainess Lady Makila Riju, a youthful, enthusiastic ruler with the most impressive headwear of any character, occupies the throne by day, but looks forward to the setting sun and her nightly retreat into the private company of stuffed animals and her own imagination. She is a capable insider who, like most Leos, puts out the vibe that they would rather be partying than governing. I like this. I like the occupies the throne by day, but looks forward to the setting sun and her nightly retreat into the private company of stuffed animals, and her own imagination. So the way I see that is that I am active during the day, my work and stuff, but at home I like to be alone, which you know that. I don't really go out or anything. Yeah. And instead of private company of stuffed animals, for me it'd either be video games or writing or anime.
And some Crown and Coke.
Some Crown and Coke. I'm gonna drink tonight, baby, because we have a stop on the way home. Which shouldn't be a surprise since we stop there most days after this. We stop there after most podcasts. I like this. She's actually kind of in the game. It's kind of like a not a bitch, but kind of like a sassy, like jabby character. I'm kind of like that.
A bitch what type?
It's a bitch what?
Yeah.
You say something stupid and she says bitch what?
Ooh.
So
it's catching on.
It is.
It's gonna catch on, dude. Oof. So Caesar, I know yours now, Gemini. You get Tingle! Oh
my God.
My Lord! Oh, Tingle! Oh, the fucking ass crack of Zelda.
Oh my god.
Oh my lord. No, he's got a very loyal following. There. He's very popular in. You get to Japan, they left this archetype. You can clearly see. Also, this looks like very little written about him. So let's see what they have to say here. Gemini folk are often accused of having their heads in the clouds. Tingle's favorite vantage. So this character flies around on balloons. So he's always kind of like up in the air. Okay. Except in that photo. A map making, catchphrase wielding, deal making, underwear as outwear rocking, youthful trickster, prone to flotation of the literal and metaphorical variety. Friendly fan favorite Tingle is questionably a Gemini. Unquestionably, sorry. I like that. How do you feel about underwear as outerwear?
I wouldn't do it, but
you wouldn't do it.
You gotta try it first.
Would you ever? You don't seem like the costume kind of guy.
I don't really wear costumes.
Or dress up.
No.
I mean, if the opportunity presents itself, but
what's the craziest thing you've ever dressed up as?
Dressed up as? Yeah. I don't know. I can't even think of it. Nothing, man.
Yeah, I don't see anything in my head.
I've dressed up when it was popular. The guy from Green Day, when it was like it was like the punk rock thing. That was like the craziest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, I don't see you as being very physically loud.
Yeah,
like big hat. Like look at me. Not like Tingle here. Clearly wants to be looked at.
Yeah, look at that.
He should be him for
Showing
Halloween.
Everything. That'd be so funny.
Yeah,
Tingle.
All because of this. I do like the map. It's all like one sentence. Map making, catchphrase wielding, deal making, underwear, hardware rocking, youthful trickster. Map making. You're making a map, I guess, of someone's creativity by doing this. So okay, that's that. Catchphrase wielding, you do have little like things you say sometimes. Deal making, I pay you. Underwear is outerwear rocking. Got to get that right. Youthful trickster, you do throw in jabs here and there. So I'm okay with this.
I do float literally and metaphorically, if you know what I'm saying.
There you go. Strap some balloons to his ass. Okay, there you go. You're right. Okay. We're almost at an hour.
Balloons to his ass?
Is there any other? Who else do we know we can look at? What was Carla again?
Let's see.
A Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Carla, friend of the show, shout out. Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius.
Gandalf. Shit.
Ganondorf.
Okay. Ganondorf, Dragmire, did not know that's his last name. A sea goat villain at the top of his game. In the major arcana of the tarot, Capricorn is represented by the devil card. Apropos of this probable sea goat Ganondorf. What is a sea goat? Ganondorf is a reincarnated demon king narcissist hellbent on recreating the world in his broken image. Cheerful. Caps are strivers, builders, strategists, and doers that are ever looking to get to the top and to be the best they can be. Yet, when their pinnacle is absolute power and their peak is ruthless rulership, their means get ugly, their greed goes deep, and they become incorrigible, punishing, and the very prototype for villainhood.
Wow.
I think Carla had mentioned last time that she doesn't really associate with her sign, so that doesn't sound like her to me.
I don't see her living her villain arc right now.
No. I don't see her being, what is this? I don't know, whatever.
Strategist?
Strategist, maybe.
Maybe strategist.
So we're almost at the end here. Do you want to get anything else before we go?
It's a Taurus one.
Taurus. Who's the Taurus that we know?
Chelsea.
Oh, okay. Oh, she got Impa. Good for her.
Oh.
Patient and powerful. Impa is full bull. That could be bad bullshit.
Which what?
Taurus folk appreciate nice garments. Okay. A long, tedious quest, and the ability to live and work in nature. All hallmarks of the character arc of Impa. Bulls are wise. Oh, that's what they mean. Taurus is a bull.
Yeah.
Bulls are wise, formidable when called to be, slow to action or anger, patient and powerful, and a tempering force in the lives of others. Impa is described as such by her elder sister Pura. She's incredibly responsible, but at what cost? She's wound way too tight, if you ask me. I'm the type that charges ahead once I'm inspired. Impa prefers to wait and see, but mostly wait and wait and wait. Basically, she's the one who puts a stop to some of my crazy antics. Okay. I don't know if that sounds like Chelsea at all.
I don't know.
Maybe just the nice garments.
Yeah. She has some nice garments that she wears a lot.
There's definitely a visual element to her work.
Wow.
What is this thing that you sent me?
Oh, so it's our 50th episode. So I thought we could go through and see if there's anything on this list.
Oh, Lord.
Written by probably a millennial white girl.
Based on how this website looks, a woman. Oh, Sherry Stitchroff.
Sherry Strudoff. And we're going to see if any of these 50th anniversary gifts really speak to us.
Notice that this is specifically for weddings.
I know.
So let's see if these 50th wedding anniversary gifts. I don't know.
Traditionally, a 50th anniversary is the gold. I love gold. I love it so much.
Giving us gold?
Do we want gold? Should we get into gold? Should we do it, Caesar?
How should we do that?
I don't know. I'll look into it.
Like gold panning?
Oh, maybe. You want to go...
Not spray farm?
Not maybe. Not spray farm. Go to ways to celebrate your 50th anniversary. Let's see. Use sparkly gold glitter on flowers, cards, centerpieces, gift wrap, and balloons. Set the table with the paper gold tablecloth. Gold. Use gold votive candles and place flowers. Nope, we're not doing that.
Well, let me see what this cute couple has to say.
What's the coconut cake restaurant?
What?
Oh, that we went to Telepan.
Telepan. That was a good
amazing.
anniversary.
That was
Hold on, why is he talking like that?
The
I don't know.
cake restaurant.
Oh, that
Oh,
we
yeah,
went to
we were
Telepan.
at that. That was
And that was
when
amazing. That was a really good anniversary.
Corey was born. Yeah, the party was born.
With a ceremony several times. I think the most memorable time we got married was we got married in Las Vegas.
Vegas was our 1 year.
These are some weird-looking
you stay off the
couples.
street,
Yeah.
You explore. You watch everyone in there.
They look like they met at a Casting Crows concert.
Casting Crows?
Yeah.
And we ended up getting
Casting Crows?
Yeah, Counting Crows.
Counting Crows.
Oh, I mixed up my bands.
Michael was born in
You're trying to say
August.
Casting Couch?
Casting
So it was
Crown.
the first time we went out.
There's some like
Him.
They look like
That was the first
siblings.
night.
Yeah, they're very Game of
Away from
Thronesy.
a
I know.
video of
And we
siblings that
went
married
out
each other.
early, and we
Enough
went
of these
out and
losers.
So then we talked to mom.
And she said, "All right, go ahead."
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, what do you think about? Hold on.
Romantic getaway.
Ooh, romantic get.
where we gonna go?
Marcus? I don't know. The new set of
Total
soft Egyptian Total Wine. Yep.
You guys wearing fucking matching robes and shit.
That'd be so funny. A programmable drip coffee maker, so there's always coffee ready in the mornings. This is just an ad for a bunch of random shit on Amazon. A tablet is a great gift because it allows everyone to stay entertained with various apps and games and also stay connected with loved ones. And I get a discount. A new dishwasher to help keep the kitchen tidy. Man, this is random ass shit.
This is so,
It's so
like,
weird.
white people shit. I can't, like, right, Caesar?
Yes.
It's just
Caesar?
like,
Yes.
well, you're white. I don't want to be like...
Caesar.
But you know what I mean? Like, I can just... This is like all white people shit. And you only know what that means. People that are not white know what that means. This is white people shit.
They see it.
You
Make
should have put together a CD with all of Marcus's favorite songs.
Let's do it. Oh my God. We'll make a CD. Create a poem. Put together a family quote. That's something my mom would do. Make a wish tree. Paint a big branch gold and decorate with gold ribbons and ornaments. Fill the branches with pictures of major life events.
Here you go.
Man, that's so white. I wouldn't even do that.
Should we call this episode Bitch What or White People Shit?
Bitch, what? Ending on white people shit.
Well, I mean, since it's the 50th episode, what do you guys hope to do in the next 50?
Ooh.
That's a good question. I think we kind of talked about this in episode 30, but just keep going. Keep growing, keep showing.
Grow and show.
Go and show. And like we got a little bit of a pop on
Instagram's
our
going up.
followers. So
Yeah.
thank you. But yeah, if that's any indication that we're doing something right, then here we go.
Nice.
Thanks, family.
What about you, Clint?
Yeah, I want to just keep leveling up. Like, if I'm just going back at stand up at episode 50, I can only imagine what I could do at 100.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That's right.
Caesar, do you have any goals for our podcast?
You guys got to keep paying me.
There we go, baby. It's all about leveling up as well. So we'll end up on that note of white people shit and capitalism.
Yes.
Caesar, name your things first.
You could hit me up at I am Caesar Rod. That's my personal Instagram. At The Rodriguez Show. That's the other radio show that I do. Rodriguez Podcast, if you'd like me to produce a podcast for you. and Carla and Caesar's Modern Life on YouTube. That's the podcast that I do with Carla, who's been a guest on this show.
How often do you guys do that show?
Well, we try to do it every week, but then it became like we didn't want it to be a chore, so we just do it whenever we feel like putting out an episode.
Got it.
So yeah.
Okay.
It's for fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a good show, guys. I watch it.
Thanks.
Yeah. Clinton?
At the _Clint show, I will keep people updated as I go and explore these open mics. I would love for you to come and see me, hang out with us, and let's just keep building this up. Let's build the audience. Let's just go hang out and do fun stuff and laugh.
Yeah, just all hang out, have fun, and laugh. I like that.
Let's do it.
Maybe we'll call this episode that. Let's all hang out, have fun, and laugh. Uncle 2_ Marcus on everything. The 30s Pod on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the things. Thanks for being here. We'll see you guys next.
Thanks, family.